Hello from a very wet and rainy Dublin. I have a day off between tours, so I'm playing catch up on some work sitting in my room at the Trinity City Hotel. This is a hotel I've stayed at a few times now. It has a terrific location just kind of off to the side of Trinity College, really close to the Temple Bar as well as Grafton Street, not too far from Henry Street, which is another pedestrian shopping area here in Dublin, a little less upscale, I guess. Grafton Street is kind of where you go for the experience and the buskers, and then Henry Street is where you go if you actually need to shop. But anyway, I am catching up on a few things, and I'm going to give you a little overview about where my group is going in the coming week, right after I answer a terrific question from Suzanne H. Now, Suzanne asked, we're a group of 4 planning a 10-day trip to Ireland in September of 2024. I have no idea where to start or what we should see. One in our group wants to play golf twice, and that's fine with the others, as we'll sightsee or hit the pubs while they're golfing. I don't know what a budget would look like due to the euro exchange for the US. Now, this is a terrific question because Ireland vacation planning can be overwhelming. It's one of the things that I am asked the most often. How do I start? How do I figure this all out? Where do I go? What do I do? So luckily for Suzanne and for you, I have a few ways that I can assist you as you begin planning your trip. Now, if you want to do all or most of the planning on your own, you would follow my step-by-step tips. I have everything all on one page of my website. So if you hit the show notes, you're going to be able to go to that page and follow those tips step by step. As a podcast listener, you'll want to go back to podcast episode 125, that's 125, start there and just listen to all the podcasts starting with 125 through episode 142. Now, there are a couple in there that had to be put in due to timing, but most of the episodes in that block are part of my Planning Your Ireland Vacation series, and that will walk you step by step through everything you need to do to plan the perfect Ireland vacation for you. You're going to be able to figure out when to go. It'll help you through your budget. It will help you figure out accommodation types, transportation, and narrow down how much to see and do during your trip, and you will end up with a perfect itinerary. Now, just as a reminder, the My Ireland Vacation Planner and Journal walks you through all those steps. So you can get the planner journal, listen to the podcast, and plan as you go. Win-win. Don't forget that podcast listeners save 10% with code podcast10. And if you would like a special gift from Ireland to be sent with your planner, you can get all the details on that in episode 173. Just be sure to order before October 7th. Now, I also offer vacation coaching, and that is available in 30 and 60-minute sessions. And what this does is it helps you tighten up the plans you've made, and you can get all of the questions that you have answered. So following those sessions, you will end up with a page full of notes, my suggestions to enhance or slow down your itinerary, as well as some other suggestions that I will either mention in our chat or possibly add in as I am making up all your notes. And then if you would like a custom trip planned for your family or group, I offer custom itinerary services. Now with these, I work with you to plan a trip that fits your vacation goals, your interests, your budget, your group size, all of these things, and it is delivered to you. We work together until it is perfect. It is delivered to you in PDF and online form, and basically it's like having me in your pocket for your entire trip. So if any of those are of interest to you or you would like more information, just send me an email. I am happy to answer any questions that you might have on how I can help you with your Ireland vacation planning. So, like I said at the beginning, this is my final week in Ireland. Hard to believe, and I've been here 5 weeks. Wow. The past 5 weeks have flown past. It's been very busy. I've had some amazing experiences, and I hope that you've listened to them. If you are brand new to the podcast, go ahead and go back to right around the 29th, 30th of August. I started doing nearly daily podcasts and sharing my trip that way. So do pop back there. So this past week's tour wrapped up. We had quite a bit of rain the last couple of days, but our last evening was spent in Westport. Great food, terrific music. The crack was mighty at Matt Malloy's and the Porterhouse. Both places were literally standing room only, absolutely packed. And as always, Westport is just so much fun. It's such a terrific town. In the coming week, I'm going to be following the Wild Atlantic Way from Clifton to Kinsale, then the Celtic Coast from Kinsale back up to Dublin. A few highlights of that trip include Kylemore Abbey and the Connemara region of the western part of County Galway, the Cliffs of Moher and the village of Doolin, Killarney, the Dingle Peninsula, Kinsale, Cove, Middleton Distillery, the always fabulous Dunbrody House in County Wexford, and the Avoca Woolen Mill, which is where we will have a late lunch on our way back to Dublin on the final day. So it's going to be a terrific week. And if you would like to follow along, you can get onto Instagram or Facebook if you're on either of those. I post daily highlights when we are out and about. So if you are social in that way, do be sure to check that out and join me over there as well. Now, if you have an Ireland travel question, I would love to answer it on the podcast. You can email your questions to Jody, Jody, at IrelandFamilyVacations.com. If you write podcast question in the subject line, it helps you to find it super quick when it comes in. And be sure to let me know if I can give you a shout out on the podcast, first name, last initial, full name, first initial, last name, however you would like me to say thank you. Just let me know and I will give you that little shout out when I answer your question. Thank you so much for listening. Your listening means the absolute world to me as I am here in Ireland and throughout the year. If nobody was listening, I would not do this podcast. So the fact that you do listen, it's the best thing in the world to be able to talk to you every time I come on. So thank you for that. So setting off tomorrow, and I hope you will tune into the podcast when I'm able to get on and share, or check me out on Instagram and Facebook. Let me know that you're there. Leave me a comment, say hi. And until we speak again, Slán go fóill.